Name of the subject of the today's lecture is Industrial AC Machines, that is IAM. This is third year subject, semester EE5I. Subject code is 22523 and topic of the today's lecture is derivation of torque equation of three-phase induction motor, and myself DP Sonone from electrical department. Now the torque equation of three-phase induction motor. The torque is the instant at which the rotor of the three-phase induction motor start to move is known as a torque. Now the torque are depend upon the three factors, that are the power factor of the rotor, the main flux or the stator flux phi, and the rotor current I2. These three factors on which the torque is depend. Now combining these three factor, then torque is directly proportional to phi into I2 into cos theta 2. In this, cos theta 2 is the power factor of the rotor, that is, it is the angle between rotor voltage E2 and rotor current. And now phi is the main flux or stator flux which is produced by the stator, and I2 is the current flowing through the rotor. Now as the stator voltage E1 which is produced phi, that means phi is directly proportional to E1, means as E1 increase, at that time phi will be increased. Now to the transformation ratio, the definition of transformation ratio is it is the ratio of E2 upon E1, that is, it is the ratio of output voltage upon input voltage, or K is equal to E2 upon phi. We can say that E2 is equal to phi, means the induced voltage in the rotor, that will be equal to the main flux or a stator flux. Now the rotor current, the value of rotor current I2 is equal to SE2 upon Z2. In this equation, SE2, it is the rotor induced voltage. In this, S is the slip and E2 is the rotor induced voltage, and Z2 is the total impedance of the rotor. The Z2 is equal to under root R2 square plus SX2 square. This is the total impedance of the rotor. Now putting this value in the equation of I2 is equal to SE2 upon Z2, that will be I2 is equal to SE2 upon under root R2 square plus SX2 square. In this equation, S is equal to the slip of the induction motor. Now the power factor of the rotor. The power factor of the rotor is R2 upon Z2. By putting the value of rotor impedance in this equation, we get the R2 upon under root R2 square plus SX2 square. Now the putting the value of main flux phi, rotor current I2, and power factor of rotor theta 2, cos theta 2, we get in the equation of torque is directly proportional to I2 into phi into cos theta 2. T is directly proportional to E2 into SE2 upon under root R2 square plus SX2 square into R2 upon under root R2 square plus SX2 square. Now, by the removing proportionality constant, we get the torque is equal to K into SE2 square R2 upon under root R2 square plus SX2 square. Now K is equal to 3 upon 2 pi ns, where ns is in RPS, that is revolution per second, and ns is the synchronous speed. Now, ns is equal to ns upon 60. So finally the equation of the torque will be the T is equal to SE2 square into R2 upon R2 square plus SX2 square into 3 upon 2 pi ns is in Newton per meter. Newton meter. Now the equation of starting torque means at the time of starting of the rotor, at the time of starting of the rotor will at the standstill, at that time the slip of the motor 1 means the starting torque is the torque produced by the induction motor when it starts. But at the starting, the rotor of the induction motor is a stationary, means the slip or the speed of the induction motor is a 0, and at that time slip is a 1, means S is equal to ns minus n upon ns becomes 1. So the equation of the starting torque is easily obtained by simply putting the value of S in the equation of torque of the three-phase induction motor. When putting the S is equal to 1, we will get T is equal to E square into R2 upon R2 square plus X2 square into 3 upon 2 pi ns Newton per meter. The starting torque is also known as the standstill torque. Now, the maximum torque condition. The maximum torque condition can achieve by varying the rotor resistance. By varying the rotor resistance, we can achieve the maximum torque of the induction motor, and that can be achieved by derivating the torque equation. That is torque is equal to SE2 square into R2 upon R2 square plus SX2 square into 3 upon 2 pi ns. So for a torque to maximum, dt upon ds is equal to 0. T is equal to K into SE2 square R2 upon R2 square plus SX2 square. Now for getting the maximum torque condition, we have to get the derivation of the torque equation. By by achieving the derivation of the torque equation, we get S square is equal to R2 square upon X2 square. This is the condition at which we can get the maximum torque over the three-phase induction motor rotor. So the slip at which we can get the maximum torque, the condition is S is equal to R2 upon X2. The torque will be maximum at its slip is the slip at which we get the maximum torque, that is known as the SM, and it is defined as the ratio rotor resistance to that of the rotor reactance at which we get the maximum torque. The equation of the torque is torque is equal to SE2 square into R2 upon R2 square plus SX2 square. The torque will be maximum when the slip S is equal to R2 upon X2. By putting this value in the torque equation, that is T max is equal to K into E2 square upon 2x2 in a Newton meter. Now the maximum torque condition, from the above equation it is conclude that the maximum torque is directly proportional to the square of the rotor induced EMF at the standstill. The maximum torque is inversely proportional to the rotor reactance, and the maximum torque is independent of the rotor resistance. Means by increasing rotor resistance we can achieve we can maximize the torque. The slip at which the maximum torque occur depend upon the rotor resistance R2. So by varying the rotor resistance, maximum torque can be obtained at any required slip. Thank you.